Hi, welcome back. It's Andrew and Tamara, and another trip back to Andrew's past when he was 16 and working in a butcher's and baker's. This time we're making cheese and onion pasties. It's super easy. We're going to make a short crust pastry, which in America is known as a pie crust. Now the difference with this pastry is that I'm using 50% lard and 50% butter. Now, if I'm making a sweet pie, I just use butter. So as you see, as I say, it's very simple. I've got the flour. Okay, now I put my lard and butter in the other refrigerator freezer outside because you want to keep it cold. Cut it up into small pieces. That's there. Now the other ingredients is very simple, as I say. There's potato, onion, cheese, salt, pepper, and some water, a little bit of vinegar, and an egg for the wash. So what we're going to do is we're just going to rub the lard and the butter into the flour. You break it up, and you want to just rub it in. It'll take about 3 minutes to rub it in, and we'll come back when I've got it rubbed in. Okay, the other way you can do it, instead of doing it by hand and mixing it all in, is you can put it in a food processor or a mini food chopper, which I'm doing because I tried to cut my thumb off earlier. And I'm going to do it in two loads. If I can get this thing open. And take this off. Put something here. And you can see it's nice and fine, and everything is just mixed together like that. And I'm going to add the rest to this.
Yeah, because there's still some big chunks.
And flour in there, and then we'll just finish up with this, and then I'll put it in there and rub it together with one hand to make sure everything's mixed correctly. So get this all put on, and she's going to keep taping because she likes to make me look silly because I don't know what I'm doing. So
well, we haven't tried this yet.
I actually don't need any help, as you see. So it only takes maybe 10 seconds total each time to do it. And if you haven't made a mess, you're not cooking.
Sure.
And there, it's all in there. In there. And the cleanup isn't actually going to be that bad.
No.
You know, some people like to do it by hand because they don't want to do the cleanup. Yeah, it all just comes together nicely right there.
There you go.
Now, what we're going to do next is start adding some water to it. And you want to add the water slowly. You don't want to have too much, and we're going to make a dough. So just make a little well in there and start mixing it together. I know you see some people using the handle of a spoon or mixing something in there, but you're going to get your hands in there at some point anyway. So you might as well just get your hands in from the beginning. And we just want to keep this going. And we don't want it wet, we don't want it soggy. We want it just to come together nicely in one piece. So far, it's probably about 75 mils of water. I'm just going to add a little bit more. And that'll give me about 120, which is what I would normally use. And the mixture of this, if I didn't say already, it's 1 part fat to 2 parts flour. So I've got 400 grams of flour, which is in English. I have it written down. What is that in English? Let's see. It's 1 stick of butter and 3.5 ounces of lard. And 400 grams of flour. I'll put it down. I'll write it down there on the bottom so you can see. You can see it's all coming together now. It's getting it into a nice dough. Everything's starting to stick together. So, just have to make sure I don't lose my Band-Aid in this.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, Tamara wouldn't like that.
Nobody would like that.
I can live with it.
Oh.
And we're just going to knead it together right there and make a nice ball out of it. And the one thing I did forget to do, but it's not such a big deal, is just to, it helps it be a little bit more elastic, is to add like a 1/4 teaspoon of vinegar. Stops it going grey and keeps it elasticity there. But that's sticky enough. That's just nice now. And I'll put the flour down later. So now we've got that. What I'm going to do is, because it wants to be kept nice and cold, and keep it chilled, so we're going to wrap it in plastic wrap and just put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. And it helps it just to rest. As they say, it needs to rest for 30 minutes and get nice and cold again before we roll it out. And I'm planning on getting 6 pasties out of this. Okay. Okay, so now we've got the dough back out the refrigerator, or is it a fridge? And the plastic wrap or cling film, which is it? I don't know.
Saran wrap.
Saran wrap? I thought that was an actress.
Oh, no.
No? Susan Saran wrap?
No. Saran done.
Okay. To make this easier to use, we're going to cut this in half. And get it, we've got the surface already nicely floured. And just spread this out a bit. And we're going to start rolling this out. Look at that rolling technique, or lack of it. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because we're going to take, where's it at? A saucer. So need to bring it out a little bit more. Get the saucer, and we're going to cut around it. Like that. Pull it up and put it to one side. That'll make us one pack. Then we'll just roll it out, and we're just going to keep going with this until we've got hopefully 6. Okay, so now we're going to make the filling for this. So I have the potatoes, which I cooked earlier, cooked equal kind of size, and them all done like that. You're going to mash them, or for me, I'm going to put them in a ricer and get them all put in here, a few at a time. So we're just going to rice the potatoes. And just, I think it gives it a smoother, just with the mashing them. Some people do like the mashing and like the lumps, but I don't really think it works that well in this. No, having a lot of lumps in it. It's not meant to. It's meant to be smooth. You're meant to be. It's meant to feel like it's cheese and onion. So we'll just do this, get it all in there. Then you can take a spoon and push the rest of it through. We'll just take the spoon and just push it through on all the sides and get that all done. And that's it. That's the potato done. Now I'm going to add, I don't want to waste any. Keep the handle out.
Yeah, this is raw footage.
Yeah. And you're going to get all the dirty, nasty. There's just a pinch of salt and pepper in there. And what I'm going to do now is just put the onions on the stove. This is like a small onion. I don't like to have too much. Some people put a huge onion in there, but it's too much. So I'm just going to cook these a little bit just so they're soft and starting to get translucent. I don't want them to get brown. So we'll do that before we add the cheese. Okay, so now we've got the onions, which are nice and soft, and we're going to add them to the potatoes. There's 10 ounces of potatoes I did. And I'm going to add exactly the same amount of cheese. People just vary. Some people say less cheese, some say more. I just do a 50-50. And I find the 50-50 works. Let's just get the onions in there first. And stir it in there. And then start adding the cheese. I'm going to do a little bit at a time. And we'll start just working it with the spoon for now. Just because that onion's a little bit warm still. Let's clean this off. And of course, always the best way to do this is just to get your hands in it. Yeah, there you go, the onion has cooled off enough now. And you can use any kind of cheese you want, basically. I use a sharp cheddar. This is what we used to use back in the northeast of England where I worked. And you just want to work in together like that. And now I'm going to cover this with some cling film and just put it back in the refrigerator, let it cool off a little bit, because the dough just works better when it's cold. Okay, so now we've got our 6 cut out. Just use the plate as you saw there and cut them all out. I'm going to try and evenly put it in the middle of each one. Now the picture's not great on this. It's because of a new phone and we're not sure how to use it properly yet.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm not going to blame it all on Tamara, but she should have learnt it by now because she's had it for at least 2 seconds. So we're just going to put these out there and just put it in the middle like this. And these are going to be jumbo ones. You know, it depends on the size of plate you want. I just went with a larger plate. Now we're just going to fill the centers like this. And as we're doing this, I'm going to ask you to, what do you call it? Like, share, and
subscribe if you haven't.
Subscribe if you haven't.
And comments.
And comment. And don't do it for us. Do it for the cats. Because we now have 3 cats because a stray little kitten showed up. And we think one of the cats brought it home.
Yeah. Goofy brought it home.
Brought it home with him. It was very likely a runt of the litter. It has cardiac problems. So do it for him.
Yeah.
Do it for all 3 of them because they're all very needy. So don't do it for us. Do it for the cats. If they can say it on TV, do it for the animals. Well, I can as well. Okay, yeah. So that's all put in there like that. So then we're just going to put some egg wash on all the edges. And just, if I can get it, Roll it on over like that. Because it will expand and fill out, but don't do that. And just gently pat the edges down. And then take a fork and just go around like that. And just give it a nice little pattern.
Yeah.
Like that. And then we'll put them on the tray. Now we're going to repeat this with all of them. Okay, I can't remember if I showed, but after I folded them, I did go around with the fork and give a nice pattern. And then, yeah, I think I did. I don't remember.
Yes, you did.
And then we're just going to do an egg wash on everything. And we're going to put these in the oven at 350 degrees. Now, before I do that, after I've done the egg wash, just remember the cats.
Yeah, the kitten has an appointment to have an echocardiogram. We're going to see how bad the heart murmur is.
Which is actually a type of heart failure.
Yeah, which is
congestive heart failure.
Poor little guy. But he does not act like he has heart problems at all.
Okay, and then we're just going to cut little slits in the top. Let it breathe. It also helps make it look prettier.
Yes, they look beautiful.
Like that. And these will, as I say, these will take approximately 20-25 minutes. But we'll keep checking them. We'll check them at 15 and then 20-25. And that's it. Now we'll just put them in the oven and let it go. And the oven was preheated. And that's it till they're finished. Okay, so the pasties have come out. And I did overfill them. I probably could have got 10 with the filling that I made. But they still look good.
They're delicious. And they smell wonderful.
It's been so long since I've made them. But there you go. It cuts up nice. That's the inside right there.
Yum.
And the bottom's all cut and everything else. And I'm going to do a taster. Taste test. And it's just out the oven. And it's hot. But you can definitely taste the cheese and onion. That's great. Do them again.
Yeah.
The great things with these is they can be frozen. Wrap them and freeze them. Pull them out the night before you want to eat them. And they're good cold as well. But if you are going to reheat them, I'd either use the air fryer or put them in the oven for like 10 minutes just to warm them through. Because they're just going to get soggy in a microwave. But the crust is nice and crisp and light.
Well, it looks wonderful.
And that's going to be my supper.
Mine too.
Okay. Okay, till the next time. Thank you for watching. Don't forget the cats. Like, share,
comment, and subscribe down below.